Today we're going to talk about how to fix Morlun because for some reason Marvel took what could possibly have been one of the best Spider-Man villains ever created and ruined him. For no reason at all, they just decided to ruin him. They just decided to destroy everything that everybody liked about him. I really honestly don't know why. But today's video, we're going to talk about it. So in this video, we're going to talk about his original story. We're going to talk about how great he was done. Then we're going to talk about the events that ruined him. And I'll tell you guys exactly how Marvel can get back on track and fix his character. Before I do jump into the video, I want to know exactly what you guys think of Morlun. How do you feel about him? Did the events that came later ruin him for you? Did you get to read him before those events so you had a fresh slate on the character and you realized just how damn cool this character is? I want to know it down below. So please, get to the typing, get to the chatting. Let me know down below what you think of Morlun, and I'm going to start this video right about now. All right, so to take it from the top, Morlun first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, issue number 30. Now, this book in particular, I would say is one of the best books ever. Once Straczynski gets on the book, it is just truly otherworldly stuff. And this is even mixing in a lot of the totem, a lot of the mystical side of Spider-Man stuff, which I personally am not a big fan of. But yet this run is still just so freaking good. We gotta give credit where the credit is due. God, this run is amazing. And it introduces us to Morlun. Originally, when you're reading the story, it's volume 2, so it's like the early 2000s. When you're reading the story, you're picking it up, issue 30, you just like, you see him barely, right? Like, I think he's like talking to Dex. He's talking to this guy Dex, who's like his servant. And he's like in the background. He's not the main character of the issue, but you could clearly see him. And this happens for a few issues. I think issues 31 and 32 are like this as well. Whether Morlun is just showing up like eating some German dude, or Morlun is out to breakfast with Dex and he's literally just like forcing him to do whatever he wants. And you can tell that Dex is essentially a prisoner to Morlun, but because Morlun's so powerful, he has to just listen to his every word. And also at the same time, he's like shooting pain into Spider-Man, like just, you know, enacting his spider sense, and because Morlun is so powerful, it's literally painful to Peter. So he's doing that stuff as well, or he's just trying on garments before he saddles up for the big hunt. Morlun originally is just shown in the background, but you do get to learn about him from a man named Ezekiel. Ezekiel does appear in Madam Web. This is not what you should be referencing when I'm talking about Ezekiel. Please just forget this character ever existed. Let's talk about the actual Ezekiel. This man has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the spider totems and whatnot. And he speaks about how like Peter is just going around advertising that he's a spider totem. And that's not a good idea because Morlun is really looking for that so he can just feast on this mofo's brains. He just wants to eat him alive. So Ezekiel's teaching Spider-Man about like how there's this guy who hunts people down. He eats the totems. He's eaten many of your kind before. Yada, yada, yada. He's like, I can't even help you, honestly, at this point. There's nothing I can do to stop the guy. If I were to stop the guy, he would just kill me. He's like, you're the full course. Me, Ezekiel, I'm like a Happy Meal. If that, I'm an appetizer, bro. So it's not really the same as if Spider-Man were to fight Morlun as Ezekiel, because Ezekiel should be getting thrashed by Morlun. The story does continue. Morlun is setting up for his big old hunt for Peter because, well, the time calls for it. Morlun is a creature that eats every so often out of necessity. He said this in the book. Yeah, he's eating humans and people, but he's gearing himself up to be stronger to fight Peter. The real thing is he wants to eat one of these spider totems because this is actual sustenance to him. It keeps him alive for a long period of time. Unlike if he were to just like eat a human where it's like a day maybe. If he were to eat Spider-Man Peter Parker, it would be 100 years. A century. A century. So I understand why the man is picking to choose a better hunt than just regular humans. Morlun is all set up for his hunt. Dex has got him prepared. He's locked in. You can literally see it in his eyes. The motherfucker is locked in, and the hunt begins. Peter's out and about. He's saving the day. He's saving people, and Morlun just shows up at the scene. Bam, beating him down. It just starts right away, and the fighting begins. Peter's running, he's swinging around, he's trying to escape, and we're trying to fight back, and then he's trying to escape him because he's just getting absolutely thrashed. Then he changes out of his costume. He's like, Jesus Christ, man. That was scary. And then Morlun follows him. He's like, I told you once I found you, I would never lose you again. And it's like, oh my goodness, the fight continues. And the fight does continue, and the two of them are back at it, going at it again. And they're going back and forth before Peter runs again. Peter meets with Ezekiel really quickly, and he's like, yo, I need your help, buddy. And Ezekiel's like, I'm not going to help you. Like, if I go out there, I'm going to die. And there's nothing I can even do to help you. He's been doing this for centuries. He just eats the spider people, the totems. That's what he does. Spider-Man goes back out there because Morlun is using civilians to draw out Spider-Man. He's causing these explosions. He's got a little boy in his arms, and he's like, ooh, come, go fetch him. And he throws the little boy. Spider-Man's got to save him. But eventually, Morlun and Spider-Man make it to the docks. They're fighting. And it looks like Spider-Man might be down and out, but that's when Ezekiel jumps in. Ezekiel's like, I'm here for you, buddy. And the two of them tag team Morlun before Morlun just vaporizes most of Ezekiel's life force, throws him in the water, and then just is like, all right, let me go get a cappuccino, clean my palate. And he throws Ezekiel in the water. Spider-Man jumps in after him, yada, yada, yada. He presumes Ezekiel's dead, and he thinks of it. He thinks of it himself. He's like, I got a brilliant plan. And what does Spider-Man do? He super radiates himself. He goes to the radiation factory. Morlun actually follows him there. Morlun breaks inside, and he sees Spider-Man be passed out on the floor. Doesn't know he's covered in radiation, though. Tries to just eat his life force. Too much radiation, baby. And now we got to fight on. Spider-Man is up. He's like, oh, you deserve this. Whoop-ow! And he starts beating the ever-living brakes off of the guy, okay? It's literally so sick because it's not like a lot of times where it's just like some automatic trump card characters put on their ass. It's like, no, this makes sense. I can see why this worked. And it also shows Spider-Man's a genius. So that was their first encounter with Morlun and Spider-Man. It was awesome. It's scary. Morlun is literally like a Terminator. He doesn't even really talk. He even brings that up. He's like, I'm not really much of a talker. You were talking enough for both of us. So, like, this man is more so just like stoic, scary, evil. And he does that out of necessity too. He just eats people. Peter would win that fight right there, and Morlun gets shot by Dex, so Dex can finally escape. But that would not be the end of Morlun. For some reason, he comes back. Morlun comes back, and he's beating Spider-Man down again. He's literally beating the ever-living shit out of Spider-Man before Spider-Man is rushed to the hospital, and Morlun's not able to eat him because there's too many cops around constantly like pestering him. Kills a bunch of the cops, but he flees. Morlun then meets Peter Parker in the hospital, and he's about to kill him there. He's like, well, this is where it ends, buddy. And Mary fucking Jane jumps in. She's literally attacking Morlun, an interdimensional demon, an interdimensional beast who comes from Earth 001, the first Earth. And Mary Jane's using all of her might to try and stop him from killing Peter. And then he starts going at Mary Jane. He's literally about to kill her. And then that's when Peter wakes up. The whole other arc starts after Peter literally annihilates Morlun with the other's abilities. This is the first time we get to see Morlun, and in my opinion, these are like some of the best stuff we've gotten from him. And in my opinion, it is the best stuff we've ever gotten from him. The first two arcs with him are just simply impeccable. They're stupendous. The artwork, and honestly, both of them are so good. I like the second one's artwork a little bit more, but both of the artworks and both of these are so freaking good. Originally, Morlun was super badass. He was super scary. It was awesome. And then Spider-Verse happened. Oh, the Spider-Verse. Oh, my God. What happened there? Well, the Spider-Verse happens. You got a new writer in charge. It's Dan Slott. And Dan Slott decides to expand on Morlun's history a little bit. On his lore, he decides to expand on the lore just a wee bit. What does he do? He adds an entire family of Morluns. They're called the Inheritors. Morlun was already called an Inheritor, but he continues. He adds the Inheritors. There's multiple. There's plenty of them. There's like a Grandpappy Inheritor. He's got brothers and sisters, Morlun, and they just dilute it so fucking much. Oh my God, it's so diluted. This character archetype does not work for a family of characters. It's not fun when I'm reading 7 different Morluns all be stoic and not really talking. Especially when in the same book, I'm reading hundreds of different spiders, and they're all loud, boisterous, and they're all talking non-fucking stop. It's like, why are the heroes the only character in the story, and the bad guys are all just fucking silent? They're all shutting the fuck up, just trying to do what they have to do. To me, it was just so bad. It's a complete bastardization of Morlun's character. This character, like I said, to start this part, does not work for multiple characters. It does work for one. It's kind of like Carnage as a character, too, to an extent, where it can work for one character, doesn't work for many. What Morlun is able to do in being a stoic character, like the demon that he is, the monster that he portrays himself to be, what he is able to do is he strikes otherworldly types of fear into Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So much so that Peter Parker is willing to radiate himself to the point of death in order to fight off Morlun. Like, literally, it looked like Peter Parker was going to die there. That is some deep, dark shit. Spider-Man was willing to pretty much kill himself and meant he was going to get rid of Morlun. Like, obviously, it's not to that extent, but that's how hard it went originally. When you have characters that are all like this, it just looks like they're all bland. right? If every single character in Morlun's family is the exact same personality, that's boring. That's boring. And it's even worse that he's like a Terminator type of character. Now there's multiple Terminator type of characters. It might as well just be the Terminators, right? Because that's what they do. There's multiple of them. They all are fucking boring. Sorry if you're a Terminator fan. I'm not saying your movies are boring. I'm just saying like the fact that they all are like just clones of each other. They're just robots. Is boring. And that's what Morlun's family essentially is, the Inheritors. They're just robots. They are so basic, boring, and bland. And it diluted exactly what Morlun was, so much so. And I think that they try to have the caveat of Morlun not inherently fighting alongside of them for the Spider-Geddon event. I think they try to have that be a thing to make it like suffice, to make it okay. But I don't think it works, in my opinion, because the storyline they had with Morlun on his own, although it was badass for Peter Parker, it also just made Morlun look more like a bitch again. Morlun is, first off, you saw him in his first 2 fights. Look how dapper my man looks. Look at the swagger. Look at the swagoo. This man's dripping. It's everywhere. Then you see him in this book. He's gearing up to fight Peter Parker for the 3rd and final time. And the gearing up and everything is really well set up. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed it. But man, does it look lame as fuck when you see what he's wearing. Oh my God. This guy looks like a little fucking dork. He just went to visit the zoo with his mommy for the day. And then you go even further into the storyline. How does he lose? He loses by trank darts. Like tranquilizer darts? That seems a bit extreme. How did Morlun lose the first time? He had to be uber radiated, which we also find out in the Spider-Verse event is the one weakness of the Inheritors is radiation. Or at least they probably just expanded on that because of the first story. How does he lose the second time? Spider-Man is literally possessed by this other spider god and stabs him a bajillion times. All right, well, how does he lose this time? Tranquilizer darts. Just a bunch of tranquilizer darts. It's like, I don't think you guys understand. These two do not add up. These two are not the same. The first two we got were like, whoa. They had to do some shit to stop him. And then the third one we got is just like, this is pretty, this reduces the badassery of my villain over here we got going on, who was really just performing and producing so much in his first appearances. Now he looks like a little bitch. And he continues to look like a bitch, because even after the Spider-Verse events, he like appears in like the Web of Carnage or whatever fucking book it was. And he's like this weak, old, driveled up man. And Carnage is like, I'll throw you a bone. And he like throws him somebody for him to eat so he can finally like start to get himself back together. And maybe we can get Morlun in a story again. But like, honestly, it's just tragic what they did to him in the Spider-Verse books. Not only is his family just duplicates of him, Control-C, Control-V, copy-paste. But on top of that, they reduced him quite a bit too, from his badassery to just getting waxed. Getting waxed. How do we fix the guy? That's what we're here for, right? We saw that he was so great. We saw that he really was reduced to a jobber, essentially. How do we fix him? How do we fix Morlun? Okay. In my opinion, I think the way to fix Morlun is pretty simple. I don't think you got to reinvent the wheel or anything, but I think you have to make him be badass, right? And I think you can start off by making him be badass and you guys, it's going to sound morbid saying it, but it's going to be cool if they did it. But he should kill his family, man. He should kill his fucking family. Like, I don't know how you got to do it. I don't know what his motivation's got to turn to become, but he's got to kill his family. Because the rest of them being there just makes it no fun. And if he doesn't kill his family, maybe have him be at war with his family. Maybe one of them survives, he kills a bunch of them, and then him and that other one are at war. That could be cool, too. You got to reduce the amount of Inheritors to at most, like, 2. And I really would just like Morlun. I would have, my way, I would have Morlun just kill all of his family in a really cool way. Maybe they've been eating the spiders. They feel the spiders are running out, and he just annihilates them. Honestly, I really truly don't know how they would do it. That's just how I would say you'd have to do it. You'd have to get rid of these other characters, whether it be Morlun or not. I prefer Morlun because it shows how badass he is, but you don't necessarily have to have him do that. On top of that, I think it's really important that we get back to him being a total badass. Like, I don't think we should be showing him in these goofy-ass regular clothes. They did it originally, but that was before he got dripped the fuck out. Now he's dripped out. Let's put him back in that drip. He also should be super uber strong. Like, tranquilizer darts should not be taking him down. I'm sorry. That just doesn't make sense to me. As like a fan of these books, from what I've read, the tranquilizer darts are just overblown. Like, they're not that strong. They just ain't that powerful. So for me, Morlun shouldn't be going down to something like this. That's some weak bullshit in my opinion. He should be able to withstand a couple of tranquilizer darts. And I think lastly, more importantly, is to just have him be the ultimate Spider-Man villain again. Not ultimate Spider-Man as in like 6160. I mean, like, have him be like the like final boss type vibe. I'm not saying he has to be like over Carnage and Green Goblin and Doc Ock. And I'm not saying he's a better villain than them. But when he's used sparingly and less, he gets more out of it when you do use him. the more you use him, the worse he becomes. Like, I know he's fought other characters. Like I said, he fought Carnage. But I know he's even fought, like, Shuri's Black Panther at one point. That shit should not be happening. Like, I know it happened, like, over 15 years ago, 20 years ago now, so I can't really be too upset about it. But in the future, that should not be happening. If we want to have crossover characters, Kraven's a great crossover character. Doc Ock is great, too. But Morlun should be a Peter Parker Spider-Man villain specifically, in my opinion. And that's the final piece I would do to fix him. Step 1, get rid of his family. Step 2, make him scary again and give him his drip back. Step 3, exclusively Peter Parker Spider-Man villain. He shouldn't be shared around with anybody else. That's just me. I pray we get this character in live action at a certain point or in an adaptation, because when you read his first story, every single person who would read it, I'm telling you, you'd be like, this just goes so nicely into an adaptation. It would flow so perfectly. So I'm really hoping we get it. I don't know how we would get it, but man, maybe Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. I don't know. I got no idea, but that'd be cool, right? I don't know. Maybe let me know down below. That's pretty much all I have to say about Morlun. He started out as a god. Then they reduced him down to peasant. And I think we can get him back up to godhood. If he was adapted in Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, y'all know that'd be fire if they do his original storyline. But if you don't think so, let me know what you think down below, because I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Again, that's pretty much all I got for this video. I actually really like Morlun, and I really hope he can get back to his high heights. But it's to stay tuned and find out, people, because I don't make the decisions around here. I just provide great ideas for Marvel to steal and use for no fee, apparently. I'm cool with it. I get to make cool videos like this. Dunk out. Peace.